Did you know that there used to be surfing on the Seven Seas Lagoon? Or that one of the most iconic bands in the world broke up in a Polynesian hotel room? Now imagine a place where the sun always seems to set in hues of pink and orange, where the air carries the scent of tropical flowers, and where every corner echoes the spirit of aloha. Welcome to Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, a slice of the South Pacific nestled right in the heart of Florida. But this isn't just any resort. It's a place where the magic of Disney meets the timeless allure of the islands. Today, we're diving deep into the history of this iconic destination, from its enchanting beginnings to the luxurious getaway it is today. So grab your leis and let's set sail to the Polynesian Islands, Disney style. Let's wind the clock back to the 1960s. A time when Walt Disney World was still a dream taking shape in the minds of Disney Imagineers. Walt Disney himself had always been fascinated by the idea of creating immersive environments where guests could not just see, but live the magic. And what better way to do that than by the Polynesian Village Resort, inspired by his love for the South Pacific. But why the South Pacific? The answer lies in the cultural fascination of the mid-20th century. The post-World War II era fueled the interest in all things Polynesian, and before long, Walt himself was captivated by its allure and imagined a resort that would transport guests to the sun-kissed paradise, even in the middle of Florida. The Polynesian Village Resort was one of the original 2 hotels at Walt Disney World, opening its doors on October 1st, 1971, alongside the Magic Kingdom. The vision was simple, yet grand. To create a resort that encapsulated the essence of the South Pacific, where guests could experience the warmth and charm of the islands without ever leaving the mainland. Crafting this paradise, however, wasn't an easy task. The Imagineers faced the daunting task of bringing a South Pacific island to life in the swamplands of Central Florida. The resort was built using a modular construction technique, where individual rooms were pre-assembled off-site and these separate units were put on trucks and driven to the site and put into place via crane, stacked together like building blocks. This method allowed for faster construction, since work began only 8 months before it was set to open, and helped meet the ambitious deadline for Walt Disney World's grand opening. Charles Ridgway, Director of Press and Publicity for Walt Disney World, recalls that on September 30th, 1971, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort was the only resort with rooms ready to receive guests, so reporters were to be set up there for the press event instead of the contemporary resort. However, the room that was to be used for the gathering still had no carpet, no wallpaper, and light bulbs were hanging from the ceiling. The construction crew assured Ridgway that it would be completed overnight, and indeed it was fully furnished for the briefing when he arrived the next morning. When the Polynesian Village Resort officially opened its doors in 1971, it was nothing short of a spectacle. Guests were greeted with the sound of ukuleles, the sight of hula dancers, and the smell of fresh lei flowers. It was an instant hit, offering a level of immersion that was unprecedented at the time. The opening of the resort was more than just a milestone for Disney. It was a defining moment for themed entertainment. The Polynesians set the standard for what a hotel experience could be, blending luxurious accommodations with a narrative that guests could step into. And this narrative was rich with the lore and legends of Polynesia, all wrapped up in that signature Disney magic. The opening of the resort included celebrity guests such as Lucille Ball, Bob Hope, and members of the Disney family. However, one of the most famous celebrities in the world signed a historic document in a Polynesian hotel room just 3 years later. On December 29, 1974, John Lennon booked a room at the Polynesian Village Resort at Walt Disney World and gazed out at the Seven Seas Lagoon before he signed the legal document that broke up the Beatles. Although Disney's unable to confirm which room Lennon was in, it is apparent that it was a ground floor corner room in the Samoa Longhouse, formerly Hawaii, that looked out on the Seven Seas Lagoon with Cinderella Castle visible in the distance. While this was making headlines, the resort was making waves. During the initial construction of the resort, there was a grand idea to add surfing to the resort as a recreational activity for guests. Disney wanted to compete with the actual beaches of Florida and bring surfing inland, along with sailing, boating, and hiking. This was no small task, but after securing $500,000, a wave machine was installed on the Beachcomber Island. The machine was installed before the man-made lagoon was filled with water. Engineers also needed to design a cove within walking distance to the Polynesian beach that had proper conditions for surfing. After careful planning and a high price tag, the wave machine was tested, and it worked. The machine did such a good job at mimicking real waves that the man-made beaches could not withstand their force and began eroding. The waves were also creating an issue with transportation across the lagoon, making it difficult for boats to navigate the waters easily. The machine worked for at least a year, but then became unreliable and could only run a few hours at a time, so it was eventually shut down and abandoned. The wave machine was just one design that the Polynesian Resort crafted to be a cultural oasis. Inspired by traditional Polynesian villages, the resort featured longhouses with thatched roofs, lush gardens, and a lagoon that sparkled under the Florida sun. Imagineers even consulted with cultural experts to ensure that the architecture and details were as authentic as possible. The result? A resort that didn't just look like a South Pacific paradise, it felt like one. Let's talk about the design of the Polynesian Resort, because it's not just a hotel, it's a story told through architecture. The resort's main building, known as the Great Ceremonial House, is a marvel in itself. Modeled after a traditional Tahitian meeting house, it's the heart of the resort, where guests are welcomed with open arms and a warm aloha. The longhouses, named after various Polynesian islands like Tonga, Samoa, and Fiji, are where the storytelling truly comes to life. Each longhouse is designed to reflect the unique culture and style of its namesake, with rooms that immerse guests in the vibrant colors, patterns, and textures of the islands. In October 1999, most of the longhouses were renamed to islands on the Polynesian Isle map, with the longhouse names matching the geographical location of their namesake island. And then there's the landscaping. Lush gardens filled with tropical plants, waterfalls cascading down volcanic rocks, and tiki torches that light up the night, creating an atmosphere that's both romantic and adventurous. Just behind the Great Ceremonial House, Hawaii's state tree, the kukui nut, was planted at the resort in 1997, and a time capsule was planted at its base. It was donated by the people of Hawaii to mark the 25th anniversary of the opening of Magic Kingdom. Of course, as with any Disney attraction, the Polynesian Resort has evolved over the years. One of the most significant updates came in 2015 with the addition of the Disney Vacation Club's overwater bungalows. These luxurious accommodations are a nod to the thatched roof huts found in Bora Bora, offering stunning views of the Seven Seas Lagoon and, of course, the nightly fireworks at Magic Kingdom. In 2021, the resort underwent another major renovation, this time inspired by Disney's Moana. The new room designs seamlessly blend the story of Moana with the existing Polynesian theme, incorporating characters and motifs from the film in a way that feels both fresh and respectful to the resort's original concept. The Polynesian Village Resort is currently undergoing a huge construction project, adding more Disney Vacation Club rooms and amenities, with the addition of the Island Tower. It will expand the selection of guest rooms, dining options, and recreation space, including a new Moana-themed pool. But what's a Polynesian experience without the food? The dining options at the Polynesian Village Resort are just as immersive as the environment. Ohana, the resort's flagship restaurant, opened in 1995 and offers a family-style feast that's practically legendary among Disney fans. Imagine skewers of grilled meats, rich coconut bread pudding, and endless platters of Polynesian-inspired dishes, all enjoyed in a festive, family-friendly atmosphere. And then there's Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, a tiki bar like no other. This hidden gem is a treasure trove of Disney references, with interactive elements that bring the bar to life. Order the A'oa, and you might just find yourself at the center of a tiki storm, complete with thunder, lightning, and of course, a deliciously potent cocktail. Whether you're looking to relax or embark on an adventure, the Polynesian Resort has something for everyone. It is said that Walt Disney himself chose the location of the Polynesian Village so that it could be aligned with the Magic Kingdom's Adventureland. The towering volcano pool has been a staple at the resort since day one, featuring a slide and a waterfall. Known today as the lava pool, this feature pool just outside the Great Ceremonial House has undergone some renovation, but still delights all ages with its volcano, thrilling water slide, hot tub, and kids splash pad area. In 1978, the first expansion of this resort brought 500 more rooms and another pool to this tropical hideaway. Replacing a putting green, the Polynesian East Pool, today known as the Oasis Pool, provides guests a more tranquil swimming option. With the current expansion of the Island Tower, guests will soon enjoy the Zero Entry Cove Pool and a Moana-themed splash pad area for kids featuring life-size sculptures of Moana and your iconic canoe. The Polynesian has also hosted one of the most iconic entertainment offerings at Walt Disney World, the Spirit of Aloha Dinner Show. This lively luau took place in an outdoor theater and featured traditional Polynesian music, dance, and an all-you-care-to-enjoy tropical feast. There were hula dancers, fire dancers, and sometimes characters in their Polynesian garb. While this was a highlight of the Polynesian since the resort opened in 1971, unfortunately it closed in March 2020 and never reopened. Despite the loss of one source of entertainment, what truly sets the Polynesian Village Resort apart are the experiences that you simply can't find anywhere else. Imagine waking up in an overwater bungalow, stepping out onto your private deck, and being greeted by the sight of Cinderella Castle in the distance, or enjoying a leisurely boat ride across the lagoon with the monorail gliding overhead and the Magic Kingdom just minutes away. And then there's the nightly Happily Ever After fireworks show. Watching the fireworks from the Polynesian's beach with the reflections dancing on the water and the music filling the air is an experience that's both magical and unforgettable. It's these moments that make the Polynesian Village Resort more than just a place to stay. It's a place where memories are made. Over the years, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort has remained a beloved favorite among Disney guests, old and new. There's something timeless about the way it blends Disney magic with the laid-back charm of the islands. For many, the Polynesian is more than just a place to stay. It's a tradition, a place where family memories are made year after year. And as the resort continues to evolve, it stays true to its original vision. A tropical paradise where the spirit of aloha is alive and well, and where every detail is designed to make you feel like you've truly escaped to the islands, even if you're just a short monorail ride away from the most magical place on Earth. So, the next time you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World, consider making the Polynesian Village Resort your home base. It's more than just a hotel. It's an experience that captures the magic of the South Pacific and brings it to life in a way that only Disney can. From its rich history and immersive design to its world-class dining and unforgettable experiences, the Polynesian is a place where the magic of Disney meets the spirit of aloha, and where you're always welcomed with a warm smile. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the history of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Make sure to subscribe for more Disney history. Until next time, aloha and mahalo!